So your character, Jonathan, is new. How does he fit into the story?
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
This is not like the traditional Prince Charming and
Tell
tights.
by the hair.
Yeah, the
That's
hair,
right.
he's
Wearing
kind of
anything?
scruffy.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has a hoodie.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows?
Who the hell are you to say all of Andrew's scenes could get cut? Like, who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you Disney? What is the premise? What is the story?
It's a love story.
Jonathan, he's been taught by the world around him that you have to think about yourself, you have to survive, and that's basically it.
A lot of people will assume it's a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Andrew Burnap, great dude.
So the two stars hate each other.
She possesses this childlike wonder, but also this self-assuredness.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
Or what?
They're leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified
Yeah.
of some kind of backlash.
There's a big focus on her love story.
She just sounds bitter and angry.
They are pretending like Rachel Zegler is the first of them all when she looks like Lord Farquaad in the film. Nobody
Who
wants
wants
that.
a movie about true love? The outrage.
Please stop changing all of the historic plots which actually have meaning to instead become generic woke story about how woman leads revolutionary uprising and she don't need no man.
I'm really upset that it.
The biggest theme here? It's blatantly anti-men. She literally called Prince Charming a stalker. Like, how dare you want to meet a handsome prince, get swept off your feet, and live happily ever after, right? Disney's Snow White remake didn't just flop. It face-planted off a cliff and landed in a crater, dragging a few other projects down with it. Between Rachel Zegler's PR disasters, Prince Charming mysteriously vanishing, and a studio in full meltdown mode, it's a mess. Rachel's woke behavior even seemed to stretch out to her co-stars. Case in point. Where is Andrew Burnap? No one's questioned his total disappearance during this entire saga. And let's not forget Rachel allegedly pushed to downplay his role in the film. So, what really happened between them? Did they not get along? Let's break it down. Andrew was apparently so confused about what they did to the Prince Charming character, he couldn't even explain it in an interview. He said, "Jonathan is a person of the world, surviving in an ever-darkening world, not having enough to eat, not having a home or clothes. They literally turned Prince Charming into a homeless guy. It's insane." No wonder Andrew was frustrated. I mean, how do you go from royal heartthrob to wandering vagabond? And here's the first major red flag. Rachel Zegler and Andrew Burnap didn't do a single interview together. Not one. Their entire press tour was awkwardly split, like a high school breakup in slow motion. Rachel showed up on Good Morning America on March 20th. Andrew? He came in alone the very next day. Solo appearances only, like two co-workers who avoid each other at the office. Most interviews about the film? Totally separate. It's pretty obvious. These two didn't vibe, just like Rachel and Gal Gadot apparently didn't. Could it be Rachel's outspoken views and hyper-feminist takes just pushed Andrew away? It wouldn't be the first time that happened in Hollywood. Last time two leads avoided each other like this, it was Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. And we all know how that turned out. And then, the cherry on top. Andrew didn't even show up to the red carpet premiere. His biggest movie role to date, and he just couldn't make it. Seriously. The only time they were seen together was in one awkward TikTok, probably mandated by Disney's legal team. They don't make eye contact, barely smile, and look like they'd rather be anywhere else.
Completely destroy storylines, completely destroy franchises. I don't believe in that. I don't think that consumers believe in that either.
Now, rumors say Andrew was not thrilled about how things went down, especially after being marketed as the prince, only to be sidelined and publicly undermined by his co-star.
She doesn't like the prince. She thinks she should get paid more because she has to wear that dress. She should get paid for streaming. I mean, talk about biting the hand that feeds you. She comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat. And that's why people are so annoyed. Beyond just them inserting feminism, I think we expect that at this point. But why do you have to mess with a classic, especially with someone who doesn't even seem to like her own character?
Sources say he privately blames Rachel for dragging the movie into a PR nightmare and ruining what was supposed to be a career-defining moment for him. Not to mention his entire role was demeaning and useless. They didn't have a spark and they did not represent true love, so what was his role even about? Just making sure there's some dude in the film? I guess. If you were Andrew Burnap, would this role make you happy? Maybe things were different in the beginning when he signed up. As we know, they had to do a lot of reshoots for this film and changed a lot of things, so it's not surprising that he would be upset with Rachel over her public comments about his role.
I try to think back to like 14-year-old Andrew who just wanted so desperately to make this his life, and I'm overwhelmed with gratitude and joy, and I think I'm always just trying to learn how to get better.
It's very good for people to learn that women need men, and also that men need women. I don't know why this fell out of fashion, and we're not allowed to just say that sort of stuff anymore, but it actually happens to be the truth.
Rachel Zegler was on her own mission to tank this movie. She repeatedly trashed the original Snow White, calling the prince a weird stalker, downplaying the love story, and sounding like she was way too good for the role, and that didn't sit well. Not with fans, not with Disney execs, and definitely not with David Hale Hand, the son of one of the original Snow White directors, who said Zegler showed no respect for what Walt Disney and his dad created. At one point, Disney literally made her walk back everything in a forced interview, where she tried to spin it like, oh no, the love story was always there, I just wasn't talking about it that day. Sure, Rachel, too little, too late.
What an incredible thing that young girls will get to hear this. Young people in general, but she does talk about being the girl she's meant to be. I hope people fall in love with the love story because it's so important.
Then came the ultimate humiliation, empty theaters. Zegler tried to save face by going to see the movie in person with friends, but when she walked in, the place was basically empty. That moment was posted to Instagram, and it started a trend of people filming themselves watching Snow White in near silent, empty cinemas. It was brutal and viral.
Please? For which movie?
After the dust settled, Snow White had the worst week 2 drop of any Disney live-action remake, 66% down. Critics slammed it, IMDb ratings tanked, audience interest.
Disney's Snow White remake ended up costing a reported $250 million, and the consequences? Massive. According to insiders, Disney canceled its planned live-action Tangled remake directly in response to Snow White's disastrous fallout and the backlash to its heavy-handed woke creative direction. So yeah, Rachel Zegler didn't just tank one movie. She might have torched an entire remake pipeline. Apparently, she spooked Disney so hard, they started restructuring the studio's future projects. Rumor has it they pulled the plug on Tangled after casting another woke lead, and knew that if they announced who it was, fan backlash would be instant. Imagine Cynthia Erivo being cast as Rapunzel. Good luck explaining that to the internet, and just when you thought things couldn't get messier, they did. Zegler reportedly clashed with co-star Gal Gadot, who played the evil queen. Why? Because Rachel decided to use the Snow White trailer, dropped to tweet her public support for Palestine, knowing full well that Gal is Israeli, a former IDF soldier, and very vocal about it. The result? Gal Gadot started receiving threats. Disney had to hire extra security, and producers were flown to New York to try and get Zegler under control. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Instead, Rachel doubled down, this time going after Trump supporters in a now-deleted rant. She wrote, "May Trump supporters, and Trump himself, never know peace," and closed it with a blunt, F. Donald Trump. Cue the firestorm. MAGA fans went ballistic. Calls to boycott Disney spread like wildfire. Demands to fire Zegler flooded in. Once again, Disney hit full panic mode. She was forced to issue a carefully worded apology, clearly PR scripted. But by then, it was way